Y'all, this tell-all, like I watched it again to make sure I got every piece of information. I'm gonna get into it because it's Mike and Natalie, like they have been going through this for way too long on these tell-alls. He's never happy, she's never happy, but yet they still continually go through the same cycle. So we find out that Natalie is living in Florida. Washington is over here, all the way over there. She live in Florida, down over here. How'd you get from over there to over there? Who you know? She said, I moved. I don't live in Washington anymore. I begged Mike to, live in Seattle because it's closer for his job and it wouldn't take him as long. But Mike didn't want to move. And I get it because money. We find out that Mike is a boss of a company. We don't know what company it is, but he's a boss of a company. And he had to, all his employees basically quit because we all know that unemployment is where the money reside. And that's why they quit, because they probably was getting paid more to do less. So he's doing everything. He said it takes him 2 hours to drive to work and 2 hours to drive back. That's not even including the actual work day. So when he comes home, she said he has no time for me, which is fine. But she either has to accept the fact that we are in the whole world shut down and we are in different times and he is in a different space. And to keep his home, his money, his business, he has to do. So you either suck it up and lay in the bed with him, drink a beer with him, or just relax with him when he gets home 5 days a week. I get it, you bored. But now you talking about you found this whole Russian community online. Talk to them. You got Juliana. I don't think she works. Shit. Hang out with her. Volunteer somewhere. Thought maybe you could possibly volunteer somewhere to give you something to do during the day, even if it's for a couple of hours. Just a thought. But so I just don't understand why. What's Florida? Why are you living in Florida? Who's in Florida? You go from all the way over there again to all the way down there. Florida? Yeah, we'll find out more about that later. So Sean clearly knows more than what she wants to directly say, and she gets on my nerve with that. She's like, Natalie, is anyone in Florida? Have you been anywhere with anyone? Anybody? Are you sure? Bitch, just ask the fucking question. And the question she wanted to know was, who did you go to dinner with Jovi and Yara with? Because then Jovi says, oh, she didn't meet somebody you didn't. Well, who was the guy you brought to New Orleans to dinner with? And I'm like, well, hold on, wait a minute. So you went from Washington over there to Florida over there to New Orleans up and over there. With what money? And what's the girl name? Julia says, I have a question. Which is the smartest thing she ever said, because she'd say some dumb shit. She's like, how you make money? You know work. You know have money for apartments. How you get money? So Mike said, go ahead, tell him. In his high-pitched voice, go ahead, tell him, Natalie, tell him. And she's like, you answered it. And basically, she has Mike's debit card, his bank card. And Mike has been funding her lifestyle for I don't know how long. Her apartment, her food, her utilities, and her going from over there to over here, up there in New Orleans to hang out with Jovi and Yara. And she met some guy for dinner because she didn't feel comfortable going by herself. I'm like, you didn't feel comfortable going to dinner with another Russian woman and a guy that you don't know, but you clearly been talking to, but you felt comfortable to go from Juliana's house you had a room in over there to over here by yourself. Make it make sense. Make it make sense. You can't, because it don't. You're a liar. Something else is going on, and we're going to find out. After Mike gets all of the information out about her going to dinner, I'm like, you knew that they was going to dinner. Unless Jovi and Yara paid. You paid for a plane ticket. You paid for something up in New Orleans, and you wanted to know how she got that money because you check your statement. Stop, Mike, stop. So he's like, yeah, I'm going to file for divorce when we get back. When I get back, basically. And then she looks at him like, uh-oh. Like, basically, oh, shit, now what I'm going to do? He says, I don't know what you're going to do, but I'm filing for divorce. And she's like, I'm not going to not accept it. I'm going to give him divorce because we're not happy. She goes backstage and starts crying. And she tells her mom And her mom says she's disappointed in her. You disappointed in me because I tried to have a better life, and you disappointed in me because I fell in love with somebody that I thought was going to be different over in America. You are mad at me. Lady, just say, come home, baby. I understand. We'll talk about it and move the fuck on. How you going to tell you disappointed in this grown-ass woman? Move on, lady. Then, of course, Mike's mom comes out, and she's saying, you didn't love my son. You hurt my son. And Natalie goes over to her and says, oh, Trish, I have no hard feelings. Did nobody ask you that? She's telling you you hurt her son, you embarrassed him, you wasted all this money, and you were over here. You're a fraud. You're a whole fraud. And they take a break, and Angela goes backstage, and her confidence level, if she didn't have one before, it's way up there. Okay, way up there. Because she puts her leg on Mike, and Mike says, Mike, rub my leg, Mike. What? And he's rubbing her leg. Natalie, he got some good hands. Shut up. Shut up. Just shut up. But moving on. Let me go. I'm going to skip, because you already know I got to skip Angela and Michael, because those are always the highlights, because she wants to keep getting a check till them kids get old enough and her daughter's out of jail. Yeah, Angela's daughter's in jail. That's why she don't take care of them. That's why she got all them kids. She's Meemaw for 6 kids. So, Tiffany and Ronald. Ronald said their relationship is much like Angela and Michael because Tiffany runs things. Tiffany is the aggressor. Tiffany is the one that does everything. She yells and shouts and does what she wants to do. And Angela didn't say a fucking word. Neither did Michael. I was like, oh, well, all right. So they're talking about what happened when she was in South Africa and how mad. And he tries to cut Tiffany off. And Tiffany's like, I said, be quiet. I suggest you be quiet. And it's like, girl, you even... But okay. She goes, I'm doing it all on my own. So I basically am the boss. And Ronald's like, no, a woman is a woman, a man is a man. And you can't keep trying to be both. So she's like, he doesn't stand up for himself, so I have to. I was like, oh. Then Yara chimes in. And she's like, no, Simon, you want to be so strong. And you want to be so here. And he's not... Like, give him a chance. Give him a chance. And I'm like, oh, God, here we go. Here we go. But I'm like, Yara, you said the same thing to Jovi. You told Jovi, basically, what did she tell him? Oh, if I do what I want to do with your money, and your money is my money. So it's the same damn thing. So Ronald said, no, Tiffany kept saying, Ronald, watch yourself. Ronald, I suggest you watch yourself and shut your mouth. And it's like, that's the same thing Angela does, but she sounds a little bit classier when she says it. And she rolls her eyes, and Ronald's like, Tiffany, roll your eyes one more time. She rolls her eyes one more time. I'm like, oh, God. Then they go to the scene about them arguing in South Africa. And Tiffany, he's like, do you want to stay here at the hotel, or do you want to go back with me? And she goes, I'll stay here. Then he chimes in and says, what they didn't tell you was she went to the back of the car and got a bottle of Bacardi. And she stayed with the cameraman. Because ever since she landed, she was talking about how nice the cameraman is to her. I was like, oh, shiggity shack. And he's like, I'm jealous when it comes to her or going goo-goo gaga over a cameraman who did cross the line. I don't know, but that's just not appropriate. And you don't keep bragging about that in my face. I was like, ooh. And Tiffany discloses she's getting a weight loss surgery. And Ronald was like, I don't want her to, because she can do the right thing and she just doesn't choose to. So I was like, okay, all right. Then we got Brandon and Julia, and Brandon doesn't seem happy all the time. Brandon seems like he is just going along to get along because Julia wants what Julia wants. And his dad basically is sick. I feel like, I don't know, allegedly, maybe, kind of, sort of, I don't know. But it seems like from his comments that he may have cancer, or some kind of cancer, because he said, I have some treatments to go through and then I should be fine. So he's trying to have a good spirit about it. And Brendan instantly started getting emotional, and Julie was just staring at him like she don't give a damn. And his mom, Brandon's mom, was like, there's a house that's for sale and we're willing to put the down payment for you guys to move in and be close to the farm. And I'm like, ooh. And Julie's like, no farm. We don't go back to farm. But your whole fucking dog is at their farm, but you don't want to go there? Bitch, shut up. And she's just like, Like, come on, stop it. So, Brandon's like, I don't know how to talk about this. It's really hard for me to talk about yada yada boom boom, Julia and Brandon. And she said, well, I don't want to move. And then it's on the parents, and the parents make it seem like, we did. What did she say? I don't want Brandon's parents to do anything for us because it'll be theirs and not ours. And it's like, that's not how I work in America, girl. But I mean, all right. Michael and Angela, she comes in late because she has to make an entrance with this red ensemble and this whole little scarf and these red pumps. She lost 108 pounds. She still has like no shape. She has boobs and that's it. She still has the excess skin, which is expected from when you have surgery. And she's like, Michael didn't support me emotionally, and it's hard to support someone from a distance. And she's like, no, it's not. He could have called, he could have talked to me, and he kind of shut down. And Michael tells her, for the umpteenth time, in my country, in my culture, big women is what it is. Being skinny is not what it is. We don't do surgery. Basically, being bigger is a sign of respect. And that's what Asuelu said. In the countries, you don't have to be small to feel good or to feel better. And he thinks that Angela did it to be sexy. She goes, I did it to be sexy for you and for my health. And she broke down a little bit, and it's like, okay, so I feel like, because Angela to me was all boobs and stomach. And she still smokes. You can stop smoking. That would help you breathe a lot better, but whatever. So he said after she explains about her health, he left her alone and he accepted it. And she says, but you didn't, Michael. Then Sean says, did you ever see your doctor? Because they go to the clip where Angela was, oh, he's so sexy. Oh, he's so fine. Oh, Dr. Oh, bang this, Dr. Oh, bang that. And he seemed very professional the whole time. He wasn't crossing the line. But then Sean says, have you ever seen Dr. Obang outside of the doctor's office? And she's like, oh. Which, again, Sean asked the fucking question. We heard you was at a party with Dr. Obang. What you do? What happened? And Michael was like, go ahead, answer her now. Answer. So she said she went to his birthday party in California. Again, here we go again. Angela talking about she ain't got no money. She live in this trailer. She got all these kids. But she got money for surgery, flights, and everything else. So I know he didn't do it. I don't know. I don't know if he did it for free. But so Angela went from Georgia over there to L.A. to get the surgery done. And then you came back. Then you went from Georgia over to L.A. for his birthday party. So she's like, I went with Skylar. And Michael's like, oh, did you now? And she's like, I thought I didn't tell you, Michael. I didn't tell you, Michael. And he's like, no, we talk every day. You didn't tell me this. And then Sean pushes again. And she's like, well, he took me home because he saw I was white as a ghost and I didn't feel well after I had a drink. And he's my doctor, Michael. And that's why he drove me 40 minutes out of his way. So Dr. Obang left his birthday party for him for a patient that he invited to his birthday party he don't know, and then drove 40 minutes out his way from his own birthday party to take you back to the hotel because you didn't feel good. Make it make sense. Make it make sense. And it's just, okay. So Michael was like, no, I'm not, he goes, she didn't tell me. If that was me, you would be cursing me out and tell me, which is so true. Why didn't Sean ask her that shit? Because Michael can't even go out with his fucking friends before Angela starts. Who you with? What time did you go in? What time did you come back? How many people was there? How many women was there? She does the same thing to him, but she could do that because he cheated at one time. Maybe she still don't trust him. Not that one time. Not that I'm justifying it, but it's like it's double standard when it comes to him. Michael, you shut the fuck up, Michael. Michael, you shut up. Don't say another goddamn word. I just told you. I was trying to tell you. And it's like, stop backpedaling and pussy popping. You wasn't going to tell him if Sean didn't say nothing. So stop it. And he's like, when it's me, you want to know all these details. And then his aunt comes on, Aunt Lydia. And she's like, I want what's best for Michael. Have a baby with a surrogate since you can't have no baby. Michael, tell her, we not having no baby, Michael. And Skylar comes out and Skylar's like, Michael didn't support her because he feels the money she spent could have went towards having a baby, which is very true. she's known this, and she said, I'll do everything I possibly can to get you what you need as a baby, but she wants some of her DNA in this baby. And it's like, you kind of can't. You kind of can't. Maybe ask your daughter in jail. Your daughter in jail can give you an egg? I'm asking. I don't know. I'm just saying. But they didn't talk to Andre and Libby or Asuelo and Kalani or Jovi and Yara yet. They show clips that Yara might be pregnant. Who cares?